Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, December 17. On this date in 1995, WWE held its In Your House Seasons Beatings pay-per-view. In the main event, Bret Hart defeated the British Bulldog to retain the World Wrestling Federation Championship. On this date in 2000, WCW held its Starrcade pay-per-view. In the main event, Scott Steiner defeated Sid Vicious to retain the WCW World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 1975, Nick Dinsmore was born. The former WWE Tag Team Champion known as Eugene turns 36 today. On this date in 2006, WWE held its Armageddon pay-per-view. In the main event, Batista and John Cena defeated Finlay and King Booker in a tag team match. This has been Today in Wrestling History, December 17.
Hi, this is Jim Cornette, and you're listening to Pro Wrestling Weekly with Fearon on 1490 WBCB.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB, the last Pro Wrestling Weekly of 2011. Going to take a 2-week hiatus for Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, but we'll be back and better than ever Saturday, January 7th, where we'll have a whole lot of questions answered and probably a few more asked as well, including who is this mystery individual that we've been seeing videos about? Who is making a return? Is it The Undertaker? Is it Chris Jericho? The fact that there's now a woman involved in things, that's going to be a whole, I don't know. It's hard to say, but we will have that answer. I don't know. I think Jericho's playing coy, and I think this is where he makes his return. Why? I don't know, but I'm just going to, I guess, throw it out there as a guess. Again, it's a prediction certain to go wrong. I've had many of them over the years.
I'm going Jericho, too.
Yeah, and
Second
you know what?
January, Y2 and J for Jericho. January.
Yeah, that's everybody's looking for some sort of a reason, and Jericho's downplayed it on Twitter. I mean, he said, haven't seen the videos, don't care is basically what his mindset was. So I think, I don't know, the fact that he's not saying a whole lot on it is that's a contributing factor, I think. Anyway, let's get back to the phones. We've got Ron, who's been hanging patiently. Ron, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
How you doing today?
Good.
I'm trying to get to your webpage, and I'm having trouble. I got as far as the token registration and all, but I just can't get anywhere further, so I can check your, the site completely. And when I was going to write you Facebook, did you get my invitation?
I did not, although I'll have to look at that as we go along here. I did not.
Well, basically, I was going to comment on something this week. The Iron Man. That was a good match, but I didn't expect it to go into a draw. It was like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels all over again. But this time there wasn't a winner, and I expected something out of that. It's better.
I don't know. That's that's a pretty stark comparison. I mean, I guess the couple of differences. First of all, Bret and Shawn, they went an entire hour, which was pretty much unprecedented, at least for that point. And I don't know, the fact that Gorilla Monsoon had then World Wrestling Federation president Gorilla Monsoon had the wherewithal to go ahead and put in that sudden death overtime, because at that point it was no falls apiece. So that's something that's certainly notable about it. So I don't know. I wouldn't exactly put it up in that echelon, but it was good for what it was, and just not exactly a great ending.
Could have been better, that's my opinion. The match was good itself. They were real good. But I don't know. And is it Jeff Jarrett leaving and his wife leaving, or is they just going to go behind the scenes for a while?
It wouldn't surprise me if they went behind the scenes for a little bit. At this point, Jeff Jarrett's kind of moved on, Jeff Hardy's moved away from his feud with Jeff Jarrett. Where does Jarrett pretty much go at this point, I guess, is the question. And
They
I don't know if there's an answer.
New project in the India.
Yeah,
project?
there's that India project. I mean, I'm sure he's working on kind of moving TNA international a little bit. Obviously, they've done some international tours. In the end of January, they're going to be over in England. So they're trying to do a little bit more to make themselves global. And I think Jarrett's going to be a little bit more behind the scenes and getting involved with that. I mean, since this whole company was his baby 9+ years ago. Wow, closing in on 10 years of TNA.
Hard to believe it's been that long.
Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher in itself.
No, so that we won't see him much in the few the shows, I guess, huh?
Not sure. It's really hard to say there, Ron. Anyway, we've okay, just Bill's straightening a couple things out there.
Okay, well, I guess I won't keep you, but I mean, I'll expect to check into your site sometime today. Because I'd like to, actually, I want to get in and check it out. I mean, I'm on the computer right now.
Okay. If you have any problems, you got my email address. Just go ahead and drop me an email, and I'll figure it out.
It's Pro Wrestling Radio.
No, Pro Wrestling Weekly. That's probably what your issue is there.
Okay, because I put in that, and I said it waiting for it to be accepted.
Yeah, we changed things around just to make sure there wouldn't be any back and forth. I mean, not that there necessarily was with Eric, but just to, I guess, kind of make things my own a little bit and kind of move on a little bit. But yeah, that was Eric's old baby.
Well, I'm using computers and I'm learning every day.
Absolutely, and we appreciate the call as always. Thanks, Ron.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and keep it going. Always the end of the show is when the phone calls just kind of rain in, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe that could be a news or call earlier, so that way you can get the time in there. If everybody waits to get that last word in, and then everybody has about like a minute or if that to get everything in. And with that, let's take a minute or two to go to Chicago. And Dan, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
What's up, Ron? It's been a little while. How's it going?
It has. I've seen you a bit on the Facebook page, but been a little while since we've talked. What's going on?
Not much. It's kind of refreshing that, the pay-per-view doesn't have John Cena on the card.
It's frustrating?
No, it's refreshing.
Oh, refreshing. Okay, that's... Gotta get my headphones checked, apparently. Or this water that I have. No, that's... something else apparently in there. No, it is a little bit refreshing. I mean, I like the card, and actually thank you for reminding me. I still have the predictions certain to go wrong for TLC tomorrow, the 6 matches that are... currently set up on there. But yeah, I don't know. We've traded John Cena for Kevin Nash.
Right. I thought that they were going to pull maybe the last minute, maybe on Sunday we'll hear a thing saying that Kane is going to be facing John Cena or something, you know what I mean? At the last minute.
I think they're going to develop that a little bit. That might be a Royal Rumble match.
Okay, yeah, I had a
match for Royal Rumble, and possibly having one or both of them compete in the Rumble, especially if they decide to go with the 40-man like they did last year, which I hope they don't. Yeah. I hope that was kind of a one-year failed experiment, and it goes back to 30.
Yeah, me too. I didn't like that either. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about was that weird tribute of the troops that wasn't.
Oh, the tribute, yeah.
Tuesday night. It was just another show.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot to it. I mean, the fact that they're now in Afghanistan, and I mean, it was kind of Vince McMahon giving himself to kind of spread his peacock feathers over, basically. Yeah. And even though there really wasn't anything there.
No, not at all. It was just like another show to promote this pay-per-view. That's what it seemed like to me.
Did it do that though, in your opinion?
What, promote the pay-per-view? Yeah. A little bit. I mean, they were doing...
A little bit.
I was surprised that they were even doing storylines that night. I was really shocked.
Yeah. True. Usually with those, it's just kind of they throw all storylines out the window and just have great matches and put it on for the soldiers, and it's usually a nice little heartwarming, feel good.
It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah, it almost felt a little bit more, I don't know, a little more corporate this year.
Yeah. And if I could switch gears to TNA really quickly, and then I'll let you go. I didn't even read the spoilers for Thursday, and I was mentioning, when me and my wife were watching it, that, look, Sting is going to throw out the video It's Wrestling 101. You know what I mean with that?
Oh, yeah.
You know, when they were talking about each other behind their back, I'm like, it's Wrestling 101. Sting's going to show up the video, and they're going to get in this big argument, and sure enough, that's what happened. Funny. It was pretty good, though. I have to admit, I'm enjoying Karen Jarrett, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I don't know. What I liked about the whole thing is it's good to see Sting away from the Joker character. Yeah. It's good to see that finally went around October. And we've kind of moved on past it, and it's kind of one of those, we won't speak of it except in some rare circumstances, and we'll all be the better for it. It happened, we'll move on.
Right. He's still doing the ta-ta for now thing, though, which is okay.
That's all right. If that kind of becomes a catchphrase for him, there are worse catchphrases.
Right.
Certainly a lot worse catchphrases.
I'm kind of digging, it kind of reminds me of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H.
A little bit.
Couple. Yeah. So I'm kind of digging that whole thing where, she was hitting on Sting, and I loved how Sting was, faking, falling for it a little bit, and, it was just, funny. It was just comical, you know what I mean? It was just, where are they going to go with the knockouts? Situation as Karen is really gone.
I don't know. Maybe they can get back to actually wrestling. That would be clutch.
Right. Right. The thing that Sting should have said, he kind of made a blooper where he told them when they fired him, and he said, ta-ta for now, that means they're coming back. He should have said something else.
An interesting... I think that's just more of a catchphrase thing. I don't think that would... Yeah.
I thought more of it, into it. I'm probably thinking more...
If we're picking apart grammar, I could spend the whole hour just on Booker T alone.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then I recommend that Stone Cold DVD.
Yeah, I've been hesitant to get it because, I need to put something on my Christmas wish list. So, I held off on that. I held off on the Greatest Rivalries DVD just in case Chris Kringle puts it under the tree a week from now.
Yeah.
And then if not, I'm sure all the various gift cards and things that I'll get will go toward getting that after the fact once all the mad shopping is done on the 26th, 27th,
For some reason, I have a feeling you're not going to be on next week.
You are correct. I'm not going to be on next week or the following week.
Okay.
That is very good of you. That is very Karnak the Magnificent of you.
Yeah. So, all right. I just thought I'd call. Wish you guys.
All right. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. We'll catch up with you next year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and get one more here because, time is tight, like Booker T and the MG's song of the same name. Let's get to Nubius Black. I told you good friends are always chiming in here. Nubius, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? You're too young to know about Booker T and the MGs. What's happening, man? What's going on, RC?
Hey, what's going on, Nubius?
I'm too young, but working here at the station, playing the. I don't just do the wrestling show. I play music too.
Yeah, I hear you. That's my dad's music, brother. That's my dad's music. I just called to wish you guys a happy holiday, and hopefully the wrestling scene is better next year because it was utter crap all year.
Unfortunately, that's been kind of the sentiment, and it was, the giant bow on top was these Slammy Awards and Final Resolution, with both companies.
We had two little bright spots all year, and I would have never expected them. Mark Henry was a bright spot because they finally decided to make him a killer heel.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes is a great heel. And everybody else can just go on the wayside. CM Punk is a sellout. He talked about how he was going to shake things up, and what did he become? He became Triple H Jr. His whole angle was to put Triple H and Kevin Nash over, which was so sad.
Well, yeah, I guess when you're forced with a daunting task like that, it kind of takes away whatever credibility you have as a rebellious individual.
James Storm is also one of my favorites. I agree with everything you said about James Storm, but the whole Kane Rocketeer mask, that's got to go.
Yeah, the outer one I wasn't a fan of. The inner one I was kind of digging a little bit, but I definitely agree with you. I mean, you've been listening for a while. I've always been high on Cody Rhodes. Definitely one. Sorry, go ahead.
How are they going to explain Kane's mask? He was while he was on vacation, cooking barbecue or something.
Maybe he spent a little too much time out in the sun. He took Hulk Hogan's tanning guide a little too far.
I just wanted to give you a quick holler, let you know everything is everything, and I hope to see you, hear from you guys next year.
Absolutely.
Happening down in that area.
As far as I know, I'm not going anywhere. If I am, I'm sure you'll hear the Vince sounder from somewhere. You're fired.
Well, it's good to hear from you again next year, RC. It's always been a pleasure.
You too, man. Hope to see you soon. Have a good holiday.
I hope so, too. Take care.
All right, man. Thank you. Nubius Black, great friend of the show. Always appreciate the chime in. That's going to just about do it for us, except for the predictions certain to go wrong. You thought I was going to forget, didn't you?
I did.
You had that look. You thought I was going to forget.
I was about to...
You're going to say, wait a minute, you're forgetting something. No, I got it right here. All right, we have 6 matches at least scheduled for the card. They may throw another one on there. First, we'll get to the ones that don't fit the TLC theme. We have a couple of title matches. First, you've got, after a long plea with the internet, Zack Ryder finally getting his U.S. title shot against Dolph Ziggler. And I hate to say it, woo, 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 you know it. I think Ryder goes over here and gets the belt.
You definitely know it.
Yeah, I think he's going to win the U.S. title, and that's going to move Ziggler. I think he's going to give him, he's going to go that next level and get a main event push. Who knows? I mean, even he may be thrown into the title mix, let's say, at the Elimination Chamber in February. That should be
That's
a fun
call.
Yeah, there we go. Predictions for 2012. That might be something I'll have to do as a blog, perhaps, for CompletelyDamaged.com. Shameless plug over. Back to the predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no shame here at all. Cody Rhodes defending the Intercontinental title against Booker T. I'm sorry, Rhodes has to continue to add prestige to restore prestige to the Intercontinental title. Rhodes, I think, is going to retain the Intercontinental title.
I think that's going to be a DQ with Rhodes winning.
Yeah, either way, Rhodes is walking out of there with the title, but I've got Rhodes winning that outright.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he'll win that one cleanly. Dig that, sucker. And then for some reason our recorder decided to crap itself. So here's a little post-production, a little post-Pro Wrestling Weekly production here, going over the last 4 predictions certain to go wrong. Randy Orton and Wade Barrett in a tables match. Well, I'd said that Barrett definitely needs this win more than Randy Orton does, and Orton's done a good job over the last 5-6 months of losing and putting over other people, making people better, and Barrett, frankly, needs to get the stank of 2011 off of him after riding so high with Nexus in 2010, so I think Barrett's going to win this one. And, of course, you've got the AARP Bowl of Triple H and Kevin Nash in a sledgehammer ladder match. I don't think Nash's knees are going to hold up on the tolls of the ladder, so I've got Triple H winning that one. And that leaves the 2 big title matches. Mark Henry and the Big Show chairs match for the World Championship. I think Henry will retain and make his way to WrestleMania to face the underdog, the ultimate underdog, Daniel Bryan, in a David against Goliath type match. Should be a good one. And finally, CM Punk defending against Alberto Del Rio and The Miz in a triple threat TLC match, WWE Championship. My heart says The Miz, my head says CM Punk. I'm going with my head on this one. I think that it's CM Punk retaining the WWE Championship. That's it for us here on Pro Wrestling Weekly. Stay tuned. 3 weeks from now, we'll be back better than ever, January 7th. We'll find out who that mystery individual was from January 2nd. We'll see if The Undertaker is going to make his push for 20-0 sometime over the holiday season. And some more good stuff. Don't forget to go to the WBCB Pro Wrestling Weekly Facebook page. I'll have all kinds of stuff going on throughout the holidays, including Today in Wrestling History segments every day throughout the holiday season. Have a great Christmas, great New Year, back and better than ever, Saturday, January 7th. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.